Good morning, this is your Math Sensei, Mr. Spensei, and this is 2024 Algebra STAAR problems 43 through 50. So a company currently has 500 employees. That's going to be important. The number of employees is expected to grow. That's an important word. At a rate of 2% each year. Write an exponential growth function to model the number of employees after X years. Okay, the fact that it says exponential means I need to be thinking about the equation y equals a parenthesis b raised to the x power. A is my start. It's also my y-intercept. Super important you know that. So A is my start or y-intercept. If B is greater than 1, we have growth. If B is less than 1, we have decay. In this case, they said growth, so B has to be greater than 1. Well, what did we start with? We started with 500. So we know that A is 500, so I go y equals A parenthesis B to the x. A is 500, so we have y equals 500. Well, now we need to talk about B. Well, it's growing at 2%. Well, the problem is percents always need to be divided by 100. So 2% divided by 100 equals 0.02. Well, that's less than 1. Well, we need growth because they told us it was growth, so it's got to be greater than 1. Anytime it has to be growth, we add 1 to it. So 1 plus 0.02 equals B. So B is 1.02. So I'll put the 1.02 in there, and don't forget the X. And that is our equation. This was my start. That's my A. We started with 500. We're growing at 2%. So 1.02 to the X. Okay, which relation best represents y as a function of x? The fact that it has to be a function, x cannot repeat. So x cannot repeat, or it has to pass the vertical line test. In this case, right here, I see my two x's repeat, so that cannot be a function. Here, no x's repeat, so this is looking pretty good. So C is a possibility. When I come to here, I draw a vertical line. If I draw a vertical line and I hit it more than one spot, anytime I draw a straight up and down line, I hit it more than one spot, not a function. So this is not a function. And guess what? Once again, my relation is not a function because I draw a vertical line. And if I draw a vertical line, I hit it more than one spot. So the only answer choice to 44 is C because the x's do not repeat. Remember, to be a function, x cannot repeat. All right, number 45. The function f of x equals negative 4x plus 8 represents the first two equations in a system of linear equations. The section in the equation has a different slope. All right, so let's talk about this. If you have different slopes gives us one solution. Same slope, different y-intercept is parallel, which is no solution. And same slope, same y-intercept is infinite solutions because the two lines touch everywhere. Okay, but in this case, they told us it has a different slope. So if it is a different slope, it has one solution. The system has no solutions. No solution means they're parallel lines, same slope, different y-intercept. The system has exactly one. I'm liking that. This system has two. Not possible. This will never be the answer for a line. Could be for a quadratic, but not for a line. There's no squared term, so it can't be two. The system has infinitely many. To be infinitely many, same slope, same y-intercept. That's not true. So the answer choice to 45 is B. Number 46. What is the solution to this equation? All right, this is a pretty easy problem to approach. We need to plug in n's and we need to replace the equal with the squiggle. So this is 7n minus 2n minus 9 squiggle 4 minus 8n plus 2. So when I do that, we're going to go ahead and move over to Desmos, or at least I'm going to try to. Well, having a little problem with that. I'm going to have to reopen a new Desmos window. And going back, I'm going to share my screen. Eliminate that. And so we're going to press 7n minus 2 parenthesis n minus 9, close those parentheses, squiggle 4 minus 8 parentheses n plus 2. And we get an ugly decimal answer. So n equals negative 2.30769. Okay, so I don't like any of those answers. So I'm going to go to my answer choices and go, well, let's start plugging them in. And I have negative 26 divided by 9. And I get negative 2.88. That's not what I need. Then I try negative 10 over 9. And that's negative 1.1. That's not what I need. This next one better not be it because this says positive. So the positive 15 over 13, and I'm expecting it to be a negative. And we get 1.15. That's not it. So hopefully it's this last one. So this last one we had negative 30 divided by 13. And sure enough, we get negative 2.30769. So that means our answer choice, number 46, is D. All right, so please remember what we did was we plugged this in, got this answer, then we plugged all the answer choices in to see which one matched. D matched, that's our answer. 47, this is one you have to get right. It says, choose two factors to create an expression equivalent, in other words, equal to this. I see this, I know it's going to be a parabola because it's squared. It's either going to be opened up or opened down. It's positive, so this will be opened up. Move the correct answer to each box. Each answer may be used more than once. So what we're going to do is we're going to input that equation, and what we're going to do is look for where answer choices are factors that cross at the x-axis. So we're going to look for where they cross at the x-axis, but we're going to start off by plugging this in, and then we'll plug in our answer choices. So I'm going to switch over to Desmos at this point. This is one of the problems you've got to get right. You hope that they're asking questions like this. So they gave us 4x squared minus 81. There's our parabola. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and enter 9x minus 2. Oh, you know what? I should do something real quickly. I'm going to get rid of that for just a second. I'm going to click that point because this is one of the points it needs to hit. We'll label that. And the other point that we need to hit is this one. And we'll label that. All right. So now we're going to start plugging in the answer choices, and we have 9x minus 2. 9x minus 2. No, that does not hit one of those points. It's not the first one, so we can cross that out. Then we go to 2x minus 9. Hey, 2x minus 9 hits one of the points. So 2x minus 9 That's one of our answer choices. Okay? So then I'm going to try 4x minus 9. Now, I could be smart and guess it out, but when I say 4x minus 9, it did not hit at the blue dot, so it's not that one. So then I try 9x plus 2. And that won't work. And then I go to 2x plus 9. Hey, I hit the other point. So that other point, my other answer choice should be 2x plus 9. So I'm going to go ahead and enter those equations. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to enter the two factors that I chose. I chose 2x minus 9, and I chose 2x plus 9. And sure enough, the black parabola just lay right on top of that green parabola perfectly. So those are my two correct factors. I know that 47 I have correct. So on 47, we found that 2x minus 9 and 2x plus 9 were our working, and when we plug these two in, they lay directly on top. Okay, this next one. If f of x equals 3x squared, what is the value of f of 4? All that means is they're telling us, hey, this is supposed to be f of x. Oh, that means x equals 4. So I'm going to plug in and always plug in parentheses. So basically I have f of x equals 3 parentheses x squared minus 7. The only thing you want in parentheses is the x, and I'm going to plug in the 4. So now it's 3 parentheses 4 squared minus 7. I'm going to plug this into Desmos and see what I get, and that'll be my answer. So plugging that in, we have 3 parentheses 4 squared minus 7. And we get 41. Well, that equals 41. 41 happens to be C. So our answer to this one is 41. Answer to 48 is 41, or C. Okay, moving on to 49. An athlete ran at a constant rate, a constant speed for 12 seconds. The part of the linear function shown represents the distance the athlete ran in yards as a function of time. What is the domain? Remember, domain is the x values. Well, if domain is the x, that means I can get rid of these two right away. It also means I need to draw to the x-axis. So if I'm drawing to the x-axis, where would I hit? Well, I hit right here, and then drawing there, I hit 0, 0, 0, 0. This is my x, this is my y, and then this one is 12, 0, where this is my x and this is my y. But we only care about the x's, so we have 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 12. These are my answer choices. Okay, if they'd asked for the range, we draw for the y-axis, and it would have been 0 and 110, or 0 and 100, excuse me. But they didn't ask for that. They asked for the domain, so 0 is less than x, less than 12. So our answer to 49 is B. Okay, number 50. The graph of a linear function is shown on the grid. What value best represents the y-intercept? So basically y equals mx plus b. They're asking for what b is. The y-intercept is in the name. They're asking for where does it cross the y-axis. So I draw a vertical line. Oh, it crosses here at -2. So b equals -2, or my y-intercept is -2. My ordered pair is 0, -2. And A is my answer to number 50. If they'd asked for slope, we'd have to count it out, but they didn't ask for slope. They did try to confuse you by giving you the slope. but that's not what it was. They wanted the y-intercept, which is -2. All right, that's another question you have to get right. Appreciate you watching. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.